Alright, so hello tennis guys and welcome to my channel. This is another multifilament update and the overall update from my last match play on Saturday. It was the second match play competition match. We played outside in Tábor against Tábor, an old club that was established in 1903, guys. That's that's quite an old tennis club, right? Over 120 years. So I was going there as a child so many times, and whenever I go there, they already upgraded the club. Of course, they have new the facility with the restaurant and new closets and everything like that, where you just can take shower and unpack your stuff. And it's just fantastic when you go there. The memories pop in your head. How many times I was there, how many times I fought there in the club. I don't have any pictures. I'm really hesitant to make movies and take pictures because we are not used to this in the Czech Republic. We are not used that someone is filming for his purpose, kind of stealing the atmosphere and making a video out of it. It looks weird. We are still learning that from the USA or other countries where just people do whatever they want. But we want some privacy. We don't want some guy running around with a camera and filming. But I hope one day I will find the courage to actually do it and to maybe just grab some video or pictures from that competition match, just you to see where we play. So what happened? We have lost once again 4-5. It means 4 matches we have won, 5 matches we have lost. I have lost my single in a quite similar way, let's say, like the first one I was talking about. But my performance was better and better the longer the match went. By the way, I forgot to make a coffee sponsor of today is actually a new member. His name is Robert Lomitz. Robert Lomitz became a member of my club 8 days ago. So thank you, Robert, for becoming my member. You are an 18th member of my club. So if you want to support my channel, just become my member or buy me a coffee. The link is below in the description. If you become a member, you will receive some of the videos prior to the public release, about 1 week prior to the public release, just you can enjoy the video before the public viewers. And just 99 cents, I believe it's a pretty good deal, and you will also support my channel as well. And if you comment under my videos, of course I will see the badge and I will give my attention to you as soon as possible. So now back to the story. So I have played against a 18-year-old guy. So I'm 41 and against me 18-year-old guy. I believe I never played against him, and when I saw him, I remembered him from previous years where he played against our, let's say, lower ranked player that is just behind me in the ranking for the competition. And I was pretty confident. I was like, okay, this will be a win for me, even before the match started. And this kind of mental state pushed me into a weird level that was actually hurting my game right from the start. But what I did at the beginning of the match, and it was wrong, is that I took my hybrid setup, this one that I criticized in the previous video. So this is the Multifeel and this is the Pro Hurricane Tour from Babolat. So Multifeel is from Tecnifibre, both 1.3 millimeters. And I was like, okay, new balls at the beginning of the match. This setup is quite stiff. I want that extra control and maybe it will work out. The problem was, it was a windy day. And it was the exact type of windy day that the wind was blowing from one direction, and it was exactly positioned like, like the court is positioned. So when you played on the one half, you played against the wind, and when you played on the other half, you played with the wind. There was no side wind. It was like this wind that is just go straight the way how the chord is positioned. And this is actually the easier pattern, kind of. But I don't like that. I don't like wind at all. And I usually play better against the wind than with the wind, because against the wind I can go for the shots better. I can play drop shots more efficiently. And I can just, the game is easier because it's a lot harder to overshoot the court. I started on the side with the wind, and I believe I have won the first game, but it was a long game. Actually, the first two games were really, really long, and from the standpoint, it was 2-2. And we played like 25 minutes or 30 minutes, almost a half hour, just the first 4 games. And it was really exhausting for me. The guy was playing a type of, baseliners tennis. Sometimes he attacked from forehand, but mostly he played the neutral type of shots, just, over the net, pretty high, pretty long, with a lots of spin. And he used, I believe it was the latest head extreme, and I believe it was the MP version. I'm not sure if it was the Tour, but I believe it was the MP version. And for him, it looked really like effortless for him. He had to run because I was pushing him more, but he hit the balls on my side pretty effortless, just, little bit more energy. And the ball was, on my half, and I was like grinding and pushing, and I started once again make errors, unforced errors, and I just wanted too much. That was the first set. At the end of the first set, when I was down 5-2, I decided just to switch to my full bet of Multifeel. So I went with a full bet of Multifeel. You can see how it is damaged. So there is just the center string and the wrapping that is made of, I believe, 980 small strings is just gone. And when I switched to the Multifeel, everything went better. So it was a weather where the balls were just flying more. It was a lot warmer. It was actually hot weather on the Saturday. It was like almost summer weather, 25 degrees Celsius. And I was really able to gain from the full bet of Multifilament the energy, the feel for the ball, and it suddenly started to work for me. So it was a hard work in the second set, but I managed to go to a lead 5-3, and I saw that my opponent is somehow hurt or exhausted, and what I didn't know at the time of playing my match, that he played another match prior to my match, because we have started playing the match in the afternoon, not in the morning as usual, because before us there was another team from a high level division, and they have the advantage to play the match before us, and they took all of the 6 courts. So there were not 3 courts, and we started at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So this guy played in another division before me one match. He has won pretty easily, but it's of course cost him energy and stamina. So at the end of the 3rd set, he was like touching his ribs and his abdominals and his leg, and I was 5-3 in the lead, serving for finishing the 2nd set, and I totally collapsed. I could not focus because I saw that he is injured, and I knew if I win the 2nd set and took the match into the 3rd set, I will secure the win, because I was physically more prepared than him at that time. And I started to rush the balls. I started to play, like more nervous, instead of just keeping the ball in the rally and waiting for him to, fall down or collapse totally. So I have lost 7-5, guys. I was 5-3 in the lead, and I have lost 7-5. And I was really, really pissed. And what also happened is that he started to play the pusher's way. So just slower balls, and he was just waiting for my mistake. Once again, this tactic worked against me. Plus, of course, what do we have here? We have here the balls. This is the Wilson US Open. And this is how the ball looks like when we finished. Do you see any hair on the ball? It's bald. There is literally no hair on the ball. It's bald. It means there is very low control with this type of ball, and if you want to play fast tennis, aggressive tennis, you will end up missing the court, because the ball just flies, or it ends up in the net if you don't really try hard to overcome the net, and you don't play slower with more emphasis to the spin. But with the Multifeel, the spin is also limited, and it goes on and on and on. So once again, all of these circumstances led to my loss. But I have played better than in the first match. I was actually in the match. I felt I'm playing better and better, but I cannot imagine that if we took the match into the 3rd set, how the ball would look like in the 3rd set. And that's the problem I have with any lower league, not only in the Czech Republic, but probably all around the world. You just can't play with 3 balls, 3 sets, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, with 3 balls, with 3 tennis balls. It's just not possible. The level of tennis goes down. It goes to toilet. And mostly this helps the pushers and the lower level players to play a better tennis. And if you want to stay in contact with those players who just, push the ball and wait for the opponent's fault, you have to go down the toilet as well, and you have to decrease actually the level of tennis. I don't want to do that. I want to play my tennis, my style. I want to attack. I want to really try hard and get better and improve and not push balls. This is not how I learned the tennis and how I like the tennis. So this is ruining the game. Tennis balls are ruining the game. If we don't change tennis balls, at least after, let's say 12 games, then the tennis goes to toilet. I cannot imagine a pro-level player playing 2 hours with 3 balls. They would be just destroyed, like completely. And the tennis would go just down the toilet. So my thought on this is, the better player you are, and I considered myself a better player than my opponent, but with more unforced errors because I wanted to win the match the way I see tennis should be played. But with these circumstances, it's not possible. So I was really, really angry when I lost the match because of my mistakes, and I was it felt I was disrespectful to the opponent, and that's something I don't like when I do this. From time to time, I kind of turn the attention of myself too much on the opponent, who is like not trying the best, but trying just enough, something that is enough to win, but not something that would you consider as a level of tennis that he is actually capable of, but he is not willing to play it because, it doesn't make sense with these conditions, with the tennis balls that just deteriorate so fast and so much. But I just want to play more and more and better and faster and more aggressive, and I just want to hunt my opponent on the court. And it seems like the older I get, the more I'm kind of pissed at this state of mind, because I remember how I played 10 years ago and I was like killing my opponents, and now it seems like they just found the perfect recipe against my game. Just play the ball high enough, long enough, with spin, not much pace. It doesn't need to be very precise, but just wait for his mistake. He is an older guy. He will just get worse. But I actually got better in the physics as the match went on, but I couldn't keep with the balls falling apart. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about these situations? You think, you feel, you somehow sense you are a better player on the court, but still you lose the match. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's only the tennis ball's fault, but I strongly believe if we played with new balls like every 10, 12 games, I would just benefit from it against these types of players who playing the kind of waiting game. And it makes, in my opinion, it makes sense. I don't want to sound like cocky or arrogant, but it is just how it is. Actually, the better, in my opinion, you are, the more kind of perfect or advanced conditions, better conditions you need for your game. Just imagine Roger Federer, whenever he played in a windy situations, he played so bad because he just needs the perfect type of conditions. And it's Roger Federer. How is it possible he can't deal with wind? Yeah, because the ball just flies a little bit differently, and he just needs the perfect trajectory from the ball, and he just needs perfect, combination of everything to perform his best. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this situation? By the way, after the singles, I have immediately played doubles with my partner, and we both played amazing. I was like, relief from, okay, so I lost the singles, now I want to win the doubles. And we played a fantastic doubles against two big guys that actually looked like, you know, if someone watched it, they would just say, you know, okay, this pair will lose, this pair will win, because these guys are just bigger, stronger. They feel like they can overwhelm you. But we played some amazing tennis and we have won 6-1, 6-3. Very aggressive, very low percent of mistakes, very good on the net, fast moving, very good serving. My partner was serving very well and it helped me just clean the ball on the net whenever almost I wanted. I got in the rally and finished the point. So it was a fantastic doubles, but eventually in total points we have lost 4-5. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, leave a comment. How do you kind of connect with my experience? And as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis, watch tennis every time, every day, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!